Welcome back to the Two Blues podcast and to another live match reaction. Chelsea 5, Ajax 1, 6 points from 9, 2 Champions League wins back to back, and Chelsea are in, dare I say it, our best form of the season. Tonight, the best game in a Chelsea shirt for a few Chelsea players. Jamie Gittins, very impressive. Facundo Buonanotte, very impressive. Esteval Willian, obviously very impressive. A lot of positives to talk about in this Chelsea game. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Get involved. It's a live episode. Get involved in the comments below. Let me know who your man of the match was. Let me know who you were particularly impressed with today. I thought it was an excellent performance. Obviously, second half, third gear the whole way. Not even third, second gear. We didn't really have to get out of it. We'd done all we needed to do by the first half. I mean, some bizarre decisions going on from both sets of players in that first 45. The penalties, 3 penalties. The Wout Weghorst one, bizarre to me. The Tosin one was a little bit strange. The other one was a little bit strange. But the Wout Weghorst one on Enzo, bizarre to me. Some strange decision-making going on. But Chelsea fully capitalised on it. Fully took advantage of it. And came out comfortable, easy winners. First Champions League goal for Esteval Willian. First Champions League goal for Tyreek George. Mark Gu making an impact from the off. I asked my dad, I was confused as to why Mark Gu has not been used so far. I've said before that I feel sorry for the guy. We recalled him from loan in the aftermath of the whole Delap injury incident, recalled him back from his loan at Sunderland, which was looking incredibly promising, which was looking like it was going to be a very fruitful loan. We recalled him from that, and then we didn't use him. Refused, he was just sitting, rotting away on the bench. Very, very strange decision from Enzo Maresca in my eyes. And then all of a sudden, we've started using him. And it's come good. I mean, he's shown us exactly why we should have been using him from the minute that we recalled him. This is a number 9 in every sense of the word. We've been saying that, a lot of Chelsea fans have been saying that João Pedro is not a true number 9. He's better in the 10. This is a player like Liam Delap, who's now back in training, looking to hopefully be back into the fold in the next month or so. Before that, big month, those big couple games at the end of November, big couple weeks for us that are not necessarily going to define our season, but definitely going to be very, very important in both the Champions League and the Premier League with those back-to-back games, Barcelona, Arsenal, some big, big games at the end of November. But Mark Gu has shown today that he has more than enough in him to do a starting role, not just, to come on off the bench when we're chasing games, when we need an extra body in the mix, when we need a little bit more energy. This is a player that hustles. This is a player that will create something from nothing. And we saw that against Nottingham Forest. He came on, and it wasn't him alone. Obviously, him, Caicedo. There was 3 changes made at halftime at Nottingham Forest. So, you can't say that the game was solely changed because of Mark Gu. But he had a huge impact. A lot of the hustle, a lot of the impetus in the second half from Chelsea came from Mark Gu and his persistent shutting down, his persistent work rate, his hustle off the ball is just as good as the qualities that he brings on the ball, maybe even better. And today, obviously, it wasn't a world beater of a finish. He didn't really have to do too much, but everything that we saw from Mark Gu, there's a reason why Chelsea fans love this. There's a reason why Chelsea fans have connected with this guy so quickly. It's because he very clearly bleeds blue and he very clearly lays everything out on the pitch. He leaves everything out there. And it's a joy to see when a player comes in, a young player, particularly from a foreign team, comes in and has that connection, has that understanding of the importance of what it means to play for Chelsea Football Club immediately. And he translates that onto the football pitch perfectly. And today, again, like I said, his goal wasn't a world beater. He didn't do, the flicks and the tricks that João Pedro does. But I think what Mark Gu does off the ball, I think his intelligence, the way he creates space, the runs he makes, the way he makes defenders make a decision, I think is very, very impressive. And it's definitely a tool in the Swiss Army knife that the Enzo Maresca can use and should use more often. And, after the impact at Nottingham Forest, I'm not surprised that he got the start tonight. Fingers crossed we see more of him. Obviously, it's just a shame that he wasn't involved a couple of games earlier. But him alongside, like I said in the start of the video, Gittins, Buonanotte, I thought going forward, we were very sharp tonight. Obviously, Esteval Willian got his first Champions League goal. Could have got a couple more. That overhead kick, brazy. I mean, the technique that this guy, the things, the audacity that this guy has to be doing what he's doing at his age, in his situation, big 18 years in the Champions League against Ajax. And even the way he dispatched the penalty, expert, excellent penalty, no complaints from me. Yeah, Esteval Willian, I think, is a real talent, and it's good that we can. I feel like Enzo Maresca has found the perfect balance so far, and I don't want to jinx it. I don't want anything to change. I don't want us to push him any harder, because all Chelsea fans want Esteval to start. Whenever Esteval's not in the starting lineup in a Premier League game, all I see in the comments on Instagram is, "Where's Esteval? Why is Esteval not starting?" This is a player that we've got to remember, very young, very inexperienced in terms of the European game. The English game is very different from the Brazilian game. It's very different from what he would have been used to, not just at Palmeiras, but also at the international stage with Brazil. This is a very different kettle of fish, and he is learning slowly but surely, and he's doing so fantastically. I would not change anything that Enzo Maresca is doing vis-a-vis Esteval Willian's development. I think the minutes that he's getting off the bench in the Premier League, starting in the cup competitions, I think it's perfect. And more, sooner or later, he is going to be He is going to be He's not going to be able to be knocked off that perch, knocked out of that starting 11. Sooner or later, he will have nailed down his name in that first 11. But for now, I have the way that Enzo Maresca is managing him, the way that he is continually developing, showing up in big games. The goal against Liverpool takes more than, and again, it's not a world beater finish, but it's the ability to be in the right place at the right time, to be there contributing for your team, and to have the bottle to finish it off. And it was a penalty today. It was, a slide rule finish against Liverpool, but both goals, I can't sit here and say they're bad. I can't sit here and say they're fault them. Both of them, they're a joy to see. In terms of his development, to score that goal against Liverpool, the confidence that would have given him, and then to score again tonight and to have the performance that he had tonight, I think the confidence that would give him, unbelievable. And you look at this Chelsea team, stricken with youngsters. There are so many. I know Ajax are a young team as well, but this Chelsea team, incredibly young, incredibly inexperienced. And the experience today, Tosin, nearly got us in trouble, nearly got us sent off. The youth is where it's at. And we saw it on the bench. Reggie Walsh obviously coming on, and Ryan Kavuma-McQueen. Wouldn't be a Two Blues podcast video if I didn't shout out Ryan Kavuma-McQueen. This guy, guys, you would have seen him on the bench today. He didn't get on, unfortunately, for his debut, but this is a player that I've been propping on this channel for the longest. This is an incredibly talented youngster. 16 years old. He is a baller. Unfortunately, I thought tonight was prime for him to come on. But then obviously having 3 subs at halftime, Tosin threw a spanner in the works, making Enzo Maresca take him off at halftime. But obviously, Reggie Walsh has to take precedent, has to take priority. And I'm very happy for him. 25 minutes in the Champions League. I think that was his Champions League debut. And to get 25 minutes against Ajax at home, rather than just getting 2 minutes against Karabag or, a little bit part cameo, that is a serious amount of minutes that he got tonight. Congratulations, Reggie Walsh. You should be very proud. We're all very proud of you. And the youth in this side it's just, the positives are just spilling out right now. Before the game, we saw 33 youngsters have been added to the UEFA B shortlist. If Chelsea can do more of the same against Karabag, dispatch the team early, I'm thinking Kavuma-McQueen gets his first minutes. Listen, guys, we do a lot of stuff on the loan, on the academy. When I tell you I watch a lot of the under-18s, a lot of the under-21s, when I tell you Ryan Kavuma-McQueen is the truth, bro. Similar to when I'm saying Mardi Nicole Yazuli today is the truth, 15 years old. He's the next one. He's next year. We got Reggie Walsh, 17, Ryan Kavuma-McQueen, 16, Mardi Nicole Yazuli, 15. Lads, watch this space. When these players are on your TVs, on billboards across the globe, are the face of Adidas, Nike. When I tell you these players are going to be global superstars, invest now. Get your stock in early. And like I said, it's a shame that we didn't see Kavuma McQueen today, but undoubtedly it will come soon. It will come this season. First minutes for him, well deserved. First call up, for him, well deserved. And I fully expect minutes to follow. But yeah, there is nothing to pick apart from this Chelsea side, from this Chelsea performance. I think a professional performance in the second half. Yes, we could have gone for the jugular. 10 men, maybe could have gone for 6, maybe could have gone for 7. At the end of the day, 5-1, extremely comfortable performance in the Champions League against a difficult opposition. We were having a conversation in the second half, sitting here talking, Chelsea are won 2 games out of 3. We lost against Bayern. The 2 teams we've beaten are the 35th and 36th in the Champions League group table. But you look at the 2 teams, Benfica under Jose Mourinho with the players that they've got, and then Ajax. They're big. They're not, these aren't Kairat. With all due respect, they're not Kairat, they're not Karabag. These are teams that should be finishing higher than they are at the moment. And I think it's definitely a good test for these Chelsea youngsters to prove their mettle, to show their worth, to show that they can do it against big opposition. Regardless of how far they might have fallen in the last 5 years, Ajax is still a big team. And for this Chelsea youth, for this Chelsea team to have gone out and put the performance that they put out today, incredibly impressive. Yeah, no complaints. Roll on Sunderland at the weekend. More of the same. Let's just continue this. I mean, I'm normally, Chelsea don't normally fare too well immediately after an international break. It's been completely the opposite. Obviously, Liverpool before, we've just come straight back into form. Long may this continue. And look, could be back in a title race by Christmas. Who knows? Champions League, I mean, look, it was never going to be, I think with the format it is now, I don't think it was ever going to be an issue, even, losing that first game, even with the difficult teams that we've still got to play. I still think we'll qualify with a fair amount of ease. I don't think that will be a real problem, even without Cole Palmer, Levi Colwill, all of these players that we don't have available to us at the moment. We did it tonight with a Conference League-esque second string side. And we look comfy. So it's good to know that Chelsea, the 2 billion or however much we have spent and the depth that we have accumulated can do it when they are needed to. But yeah, we're going to need to see the first team return back to action and full momentum, full positive trajectory at the weekend against Sunderland. Obviously, resting Kukurea. Massive tonight. Rest in Reece James. These players that managed to get 45, 90 minutes rest, it's fantastic to them. So, yeah, it's all positive. Looking forward to the weekend. Esteval Starboy, Ryan Kavuma McQueen, get your stocks in right now. And yeah, let me know who you thought your man of the match was in the comments. Let me know what you thought of the game. Are Chelsea going to easily qualify for the Champions League? Is it going to be a push? Are the teams that we are going to face in front of this going to be a lot more difficult than Ajax? I don't know. I think we dispatched them very, very well tonight and we can't have any complaints. So make sure to like, comment, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Subscribe or follow, at 2 Blues Podcast on the Instagram. And yeah, you'll catch us back here very soon for some more great Chelsea content. Until then, up the Chelsea.